Okay, Grand Rising, everybody. So when I pulled cards this morning asking like where we should go, where we should lead, it's really about sitting in our power. If I'm being honest, I'm struggling with that right now too. So I'm not an astrologer. I just know about the retrogrades and all that, but the energy really is pulling. So let's just remember that we're in charge. We're in charge. So go ahead and sit and get comfortable. If you have crystals, I haven't held some in a while, but if you have any, hold them.
Hey,
Palms
can
facing up.
I'm sorry, I can't get it muted.
Oh, I'll mute you. There we go. Okay. All right. So deep breath in, deep exhale out. And when you're taking these deep inhales and exhales, remember the energy that we're breathing in, pulling energy down from Father Sky, but also exhaling all that does not serve us. Breathing in, exhale out. Now relax your mind. Anything that does not belong here needs to go. Relax your body. Now, before we release our ego, I want you to just imagine your heart space, that green. What shade of green are you seeing? Pay attention to that. Now, I want you to imagine that green expanding. Pay attention to the shade of your green. Watch the green expand as it expands from your heart space. Now, most importantly, release your ego. We love you. We understand that you are a part of us and that you are integrated into us. In this space, we meet with our higher selves, our guides, our ancestors, all of the angels of the highest vibration. Many of us are programmed from the very beginning to understand that we are not in control. We are told from our parents, you listen to what I say. We are told from our teachers, you do what I say you do. We're told from our bosses, you do it the way I say you do it. We're programmed to think that we don't have control. We're programmed to think that we have to go a certain way. We're programmed to think that we must conform. I don't know how it shifted here or when it shifted here, but it shifted slowly over time as the matriarchal societies slowly shifted to the patriarchal societies. Us, especially as women, have been told we can't, we won't, it's harder. That is only in the third dimension. We were told that because we are so powerful. What we have between our legs has literally caused wars between men fighting for a woman's affection. Cleopatra was one badass woman. What we have between our legs is a portal to bring human beings, living beings from another dimension into this dimension. But we're not told that. We are told our job is to bear these children for the men. We are told it is our job and our duty. No, it's not. We don't have to have children. That is a choice that we can make. Even in that area, we are made to feel guilty for making a choice. It is now time in 2023 for all of us, especially the females, to take back our power. Yes, the fuck we can. With anything and everything. It is time to reprogram and slowly shift back to a balance. A pendulum swings both ways. Sometimes it swings too hard. This pendulum has been shifting slowly. The female power is coming back. Any woman listening to this on the replay, you are not on anyone's timeline but your own. We decide when and if we want children. We decide when and if we want to take a job and what job. We decide when we want to do what we want to do. This does not mean in an ego way. This does not mean I'm going to do what I want. This means we have just as much right to do what we want to do as everyone else. We don't have to wait. We don't need permission. We don't need to wait for somebody to tell us that it's okay. This year, more than ever, we are taking our power back, and we are going to show others how to take their power back. Every woman who is on this live meditation with me right now, there's a big group this morning, ladies. This was not by accident. You're all being asked to level up. There are many out there that are suffering. If we're feeling the pull, they're feeling the pull. Let's feel our feet firmly planted right now. I want you to see those roots coming out the bottom of your feet, growing into the ground. Those roots are so firm that when the wind blows, you barely shake. So what happens? The ones you see stumbling, the ones you see falling, the ones you see kind of just walking around, being blown in the wind, you're able to grab them, hold them, help them back up. Just hold space for them until the wind blows over. Feel those roots. Those roots have been growing for months. Do you feel them? Feel that energy rising up through your calves. It's coming up your knees, up your thighs, up your hips. Feel that energy coming up through your chest, fingertips, all the way through your arms to your shoulders, coming up to our throats, helping us speak authentically and firmly It's moving up our faces and our necks, the back of our heads to the top of our crowns. That energy shooting all the way up to Father Sky, connecting us. We are so grounded. We are so connected. If you feel your energy wobbly, if you don't feel that grounding, then let us hold you in that space. Let us hold you up. But remember your strength. Remember your power. Remember all your choices are yours to make, and none of them are right or wrong. They are yours. I have not made any right or wrong choice in my life. They've all been mine. They were all my experiences, just as they were yours. Remember to take your power back. 2023 is all about me. The feminine energy is rising. It is getting stronger. It is pushing back. Push back with love. Push back with the force that makes people see beauty. Uplift, hold, and we rise together. Deep breath in. Take a nice stretch while you do it. Deep breath out. Before we open our eyes, after you're done taking a nice stretch, moment of silence, asking our guides, our ancestors, any of the ascended masters, only of the highest vibration. Is there any messages or anything you would like us to know today? 1, 2, 3. Take your time, open your eyes when you're ready.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. I'm looking. So what I saw, guys, at the end when you ask your guides, like I said, don't worry if you don't see or hear anything, but I promise you, you will. And that's exactly why I've started incorporating it, because I wasn't doing that. And that was the one thing, like I said, that really got my intuition and my crown to pop. So that's why I'm like, okay, I got to remember to do that. You know what I mean? At the end. And I know like Karina and Caroline, you guys have been doing that too, which is awesome. So what I heard right away was procrastination. I've been up since 5 a.m. And I if you guys have been following along this paperwork from the store, and I've been on it for 2023, I was like, okay, I've been staying up with it. What I also saw was this image in my head, which was the 8 of Cups. And this is about emotion, just totally, completely walking away from the things that aren't serving me. I absolutely know this is talking about like the paperwork. And I heard your procrastination is only hindering you. So many things that I like to procrastinate on, and I know, and then it's like that pang of anxiety, like, why didn't I do it? And then I laugh because I'm like, okay, then just do it. You know what I mean? It's this never ending cycle that I put myself through, which is so crazy. And that's why I said this year is like, okay, we're not holding ourselves in that space anymore. So when you see an image, and like I said, guys, if you don't know, you can always message me. And if you don't feel comfortable in the group, message me privately and be like, hey, I saw this. What do you think this means? And let me see if I have anything come through for me for you. But if you see images like that, you know what I mean? Pay attention to it. And that's why, like Heather was saying, she hasn't journaled since November, but that's why and you don't have to like even write down a whole bunch of stuff. If you just have a little journal, and then after the meditations, you write down 8 of Cups, this is how I felt, 8 of Cups, I saw this, I heard procrastination. It can even be that simple. But when you write the notes, it really truly it's amazing when you go back a couple months later and you look. Right, Heather? Have you gone back and read some of your
Well, it's so crazy that I literally just picked up my journal yesterday for the first time. And so when we were like doing like the tree and we were being rooted, I had like an eagle flying above me, which I was like, oh, maybe that's my spirit guide, but he was a hawk. He wasn't an eagle. But at the end, I heard soar high, which I know I've heard in the past. So I like have my journal out. I'm going to go back and read what was going on then because I knew I heard that message before. But yeah, so it's wild that I just started journaling again yesterday, already going back to reference it.
Yes, and that's why it's so like helpful. You know what I mean? And so cool because you're like, "Oh, okay, I get it." Um, but the eagle, because we've talked about that before. Like the eagle is the only bird that can fly higher than the storm. So it's funny that you thought it was like an eagle. Did you have one before, like drop
It was
down?
a hawk.
That
It was a
hawk.
hawk.
You've had a hawk a couple of times.
Yeah. And it was like massive, a dinosaur sized hawk.
Oh,
And I think you have had an eagle as well. I'm
I
pretty
think so.
sure you have.
Yeah, maybe
yeah,
once or
that's
yeah,
so cool, Heather.
that's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, guys, and again, it's so funny because I posted an Echoes of Light about praying for everybody, and it got a lot of reactions. And even in my story, I had posted it. So I told you, I mean, when people read it, they were like, yes, because there are so many people just ew. And like I said, I'm even feeling that pull, but I'm able to like pull it back in. And I know, you know what I mean? It's like controlling your thoughts. Have a good day, Katie. Love you. That's like I said, the roots, grounding. So and I could feel some of you swaying. So I don't know which one of it was that's in here, but that's why they told me to say that, because when we were going through that rooted, they were showing me a couple of people in this meditation were kind of swaying. So it's okay if you're swaying, guys. Let us hold you, because we're holding the space for you. So just take the time that you need. If you don't have that energy to give out, then that's fine too. Just stay grounded and rooted. But how awesome, that we have us holding you in that space too. So let us hold you up today, this week, or whatever it is, Melinda, I know you were going through it yesterday. We feeling better today? Good. I'm going to call you later. Yeah.
Much better.
Awesome. Yeah.
Kim, I don't know if you can give me any advice, or any of us, if anyone's feeling this way, but I just feel like now that I've experienced such an amazing, beautiful experience when I'm in meditation and I go so high up into a different dimension, I am having trouble coming back down and being with the earthlings. It's much pisses me off. Like, yeah.
You're going through what I'm going through. This is your spiritual ego now taking over. So this is what happens. We get into this really high vibration, and then when we see the other people, we get annoyed by it.
Yes.
I went through this in 2020. Exactly, Karina. You're going through exactly what I went through. I was so annoyed by everybody that was scared with coronavirus. People were fucking dying. Dying. And I had the nerve to sit over here like, calm down, everybody. What the fuck? Why are you living in fear? Like, horrible. And that was that you start to have this disconnect where now your human ego is dying. She's dying. She died. Spiritual ego came up, but now your spiritual ego is now looking at everybody else's earthly egos, 3D egos, and you just can't deal.
Mm-mm.
So what you have to do now, you have to sit in your space. You now have to start looking at everyone, and you have to look at where they're at from that lens of love. That's why I said we got to push back, but not, come on, get it together. Come on. It's, hey, kind of go this way,
Mm-hmm.
this way. You know what I mean? So it's the whole, just stay focused on where you're at.
Mm.
And when
Okay.
you're seeing these things, you have to remember, I'm here to show this light for them.
Yes.
I got it. They're in the dark. I get it. Okay. I have to respect that, because I
Mhm.
remember just last year in 2019, that's where I was.
Mm-hmm.
Try to put yourself in that so when you're dealing with someone,
Yeah.
and that annoyance, I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what else to call it, is there, that trigger,
Mm-hmm.
put yourself in their shoes. Literally go into their body.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You're intuitive now. And
Yeah.
guys, this is what I was saying about your high, it jumps. You can literally, Karina, put yourselves into their space.
Yeah.
Look at it
I
from,
definitely, when you said that, I totally felt that. Like, I was like, I can totally do that. Yes.
look at it from their lens.
Mhm.
Yesterday, while doing Reiki on my uncle who's sick, and you guys know, again, who's following, my uncle has cancer. He had his CAT scan, his tumor's growing. Oh my God damn it, son of a bitch, because you can't do anything, right? So when I did his Reiki and I got on his crown, I was seeing visions of his childhood and things that he's thinking about. And when I tell you the tears, I could not stop crying. When they say it's a blessing and a curse, I don't like to call this a curse, but that's the